Shalom, Karlo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule all over the flock. Shalom and salutation, you brothers out here, with the words of truth and sincerity and reply mouth. And this is about how this generation we in now is waking up at a faster rate than some of the older generations, the ones before us. You know, I'm listening to a lot of 70s music, you know, a lot of Stevie Wonder, a lot of Marvin Gaye, a lot of when the great music was made, and thinking back to some of my parents and grandparents' times and when I was real young and whatnot. Hey, there's a lot to admire about the older generations. They did a lot right. One thing is, though, they have sold themselves short in many ways. And the men of the Lord, we can see that now. Because we understand the sacrifices that the Most High requires in order to make it into the kingdom of heaven, in order to be fit for the kingdom of heaven. There's a lot of sacrifices you have to do. There's a lot of burdens you have to bear. And this is not just talking about your bills. It's not just talking about watching over your children and keeping an eye on them and making sure they go to college. This has nothing to do with that. This has everything to do with spirit, you know, remaining cautious that the Most High is in control of the devastation to come, understanding the prophecies, understand that he raised up prophets in these last days, and that the body who he's coming back to deliver, the body is made up of members who are actually doing something, motivated to seek in the Lord, not motivated for anything less than the glory in which is going to be fulfilled upon the return of the Messiah, Yahweh Shai. It might sound like rambling. It might sound like, you know, I don't know how it sounds to the majority of the people who I'm talking about. But for the elect, we understand that the generations above us, older than us, a lot of them can't get it. And then you turn around and see what they actually got for, or what they holding on to for their life. That's stopping them from clicking. That, you know, society is on a downfall, and America is on a downfall, and all of these things that they work so hard for. That's why Solomon said all is vanity. You know, a man laboreth under the sun, you know, and toil under the sun, and then he come up to a certain age and he died and he passed it on, and he doesn't even know who he's going to pass it down to. You don't even really know your children like that, man. You know, they haven't even found themselves yet. You know, but not just that. It's just life is short in this society, man. And the scriptures put us in a predicament where some of the curses that are on us don't let us know if we got till tomorrow to make it, man. What I mean is there's a curse in particular I'm thinking of that says you know, you don't know, basically you don't know if tonight's your day or if you're gonna make it to the next day. You know, you don't know your life hanging out. And so without further ado, I'm just gonna bring out a few scriptures on how if you're not completely fervent in adhering to what the Lord's program is, you sold out. And the question is it worth what you sold out for? When them nuclear missiles start raining down on this place like lightning, was it all worth it? You'll have plenty of time to think about that while you on fire and your family's on fire. All right, let's get into it. All right, so it shall be noted first that I could have made this video. Brothers can make videos about any genre, any age group, all right, any tribe in particular. It's just today, you know, the spirit was on me to do it about the older generation. I'm listening to their music, you know, we working amongst them. So, you know, and they actually a lot more sane than the newer generation, the younger cats out here. But it's just that the Most High doesn't wake them up at the rate in which he wakes up the younger Jakes. And there's reasons for that. But as you could, you know, I got this picture here, typical family. See the Jake over there. This is probably the top two reasons in which a Jake, a older Israelite male, Negro or Latino, so-called, or Native American, isn't seeking the Lord actively, usually it's number one is their family. They got the family structure going on. They going to church. They love that church, man. A lot of us have family members, man. The older generation, they're all up in that church. It doesn't matter if they bring out one precept a year. They're going to go back to that church. They like the coziness. They like the coziness of the family. Y'all just cozy. Scripture talk about being settled upon your leads. You don't want to be as that workman that is caught sleeping and lacking when the Lord return. All right. Or maybe you just up there in age and you feel as if the Lord ain't going to return on your time. Another reason why, other than family, is Jake got these jobs, man. Jake got these jobs in which, you know, it really goes down to being fearful of Esau, the so-called white man. You're fearful. And, you know, you got the job security. You know, that's a real word, job security. In which you feel like, hey, look, man, I don't want to mess nothing up. I got it good. All right, this whole economy is filled with jobs. There's jobs everywhere. But you feel a safety net. Well, the scripture tell you some trusted in horses in chariots. Some trusted go down to Egypt for help. Woe to you, though. You know, destruction is coming because though hand on their hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. There's nothing you could do to prevent the downfall of this man who's ruling this world in wickedness. There's nothing you could do to prevent it. Luke 5:37, here's what Yahushua said on that. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, else the new wine will burst the bottles and be spilled, and the bottles shall perish. So that new wine is this word, is this wisdom. And when you become an old man, it's like an old bottle. And so in the actuality, when you put new wine into an old bottle, the bottle will burst. The bottle has to be strong enough, all right, to be able to obtain the fermentation process in which the new wine is turned into that good solid old wine. All right, but the bottle has to be strong. Well, that's the mindset of the average older Israelite male in this world. Their mindset. Well, it's like a disability, you know, for you to interpret and input new and register new information, especially when it's about your salvation, when it's pertinent to your lifespan and your future generations, you know, but you rather live in the ignorance because, you know, you got church, you got your job, and you got your family. Well, you're like that old bottle, and it says, and be spilled, and the bottle shall perish, right? Because that wine is going to spill out. You're going to reject it one way or another. But new wine must be put into new bottles, and both are preserved. So that's why the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, is using younger men. He's using younger men, you know. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. But it's also written while you're in the days of your youth. You know, there's a certain vigor, aliveness that a young man has, and especially the fact that you can input new information because you ain't been sold that old crap. Man, just go ahead, get you a job, and just stay out of the white man's hair. It ain't that simple, man. That's not the way in which leadeth into salvation. That might get you a 9-to-5 and some job security, but after that, man, you know, after this, you know, what's to come happens, you are unprotected. All right. It says, no man having drunk old wine straightway desireth new, for he saith the old is better. And so these old way of lives, you know, just to do it like you're supposed to, man. And come on, you know. Hey, we are, you know, a lot of us brothers got seeds, and we incapable of doing everything for everyone, especially when we have priorities in this truth. We're incapable of being at birthday parties and you know, all types of events out here, you know. But let's continue. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, both ye the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. So, whoa, destruction is coming. It says, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. That devil is a deceiver. The deceiver of this world is Esau, Edom, who is the so-called white man, who ruleth over the entire world. Job 9:24. And right before his downfall, The Lord's going to shut this place down in so many ways. Just like ancient Rome, the money's going to be devaluated, the people, the mindset, the morale, all right, war, the army's going to be spread thin, so forth and so on. And it says having great wrath. So now he's going to come down with great wrath. The reason being because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So how don't you know? How don't you understand prophecy and what we're speaking? The words of prophecy tell you that Esau, Edom, has a short time to rule, and that you Israelites is up next. That's not a cause for immediate celebration. You got to go through vigorous hardships, and much tribulation shall you enter into the kingdom of heaven. You have to be persecuted. And the Lord said you're going to start at the house of Jacob first. And so the Israelites is going to get some massive persecution over here in the West. Some serious persecution like no other time. All right. Now I'm going to let this video go. Right after this scripture, Matthew 19:29. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands. You know, you get this job security, you get your house, you get your family, but you haven't forsaken any of that stuff. You know, and what we mean by forsaken is that's your priority. You haven't prioritized the Lord's work over this work. You don't even consider the Lord's work. In your mind, the Lord's work is showing up to church every Sunday and making sure you got your tithes. And if you think that's the correct, that's all it takes to enter into the kingdom of heaven, hey, well, woe unto you. You got to have forsake, the Lord said. Everyone that hath forsaken houses, brethren, sisters, father, mother, wife, children, lands. This is everything you love in this society that will be consumed with fire. For my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So no, you don't have to turn your back on your family or run away from them or sell your home and do all these things. But you have to prioritize, man. You have to understand that there's a short time in which Esau has to rule, and the downfall of his kingdom is going to be great, and you are going to be a part of it if you ain't reaching back and turning back to the Lord now while he may be found. Lord, on this video is edifying. Until next time, shalom.